Hello, hello. Welcome to another one of my crystal unboxing videos. Today is going to be a little bit shorter and also not really an unboxing. It's more just a haul because I want to show you what I purchased at my local gem and mineral show that I went to. And usually when I go, I don't expect to see much because the vendors in my local area, they tend to be suspect. The majority, not all, but the majority of the vendors like sell lab grown crystals, glass, shoddy shit, basically. And yeah, I'm not going to purchase anything from a place, trying to sell that kind of crap. And there's not really any sort of vetting of these vendors, so it's usually just pretty meh. But I still attend because you never know. And some of the vendors are, upstanding, people not selling that crap. It just, the majority is. And so I went, and this time there was a new vendor that I haven't seen there before. And the shop is called CBI Minerals. Now, I would love to give you their website or social media website link. However, they don't have any presence online, which is interesting. So it's CBI Minerals, and he had a card, but it only gave his email and phone address, I guess. So I can't really give you much more on that, but he had a variety of specimens, a bunch of them, and he knew what he was talking about. So it's great to talk to him. It's great to nerd out about that kind of stuff with people who, know what they're talking about and have a love and passion for, minerals and crystals and all that. And, good times with that, the nerd stuff, right? That's what I like. And so I purchased 2 specimens from him, and that's what I want to show you today. So yeah, let's get started. So the first specimen I have to show you is something I've been trying to find for a long time, and usually can only find fakes on the market. This one is real, and it is this bornite specimen. So bornite is obviously a metallic mineral. It may look like it's, heavy and strong and stuff because usually metallic minerals are. Not bornite. Bornite is quite soft. Its hardness on the Mohs scale is only a 3, and its tenacity is very brittle. So if you squeeze it hard enough, it'll start to crumble and break off. It's got an interesting history with its name because it originally was included in this group called Kupferkies in the 1700s, but it's changed throughout its course in time. Sometimes it would be called purple copper or variegated copper, and it just sort of kept changing. It used to have also a name, Philipsite, in the 1800s, but that again changed to bornite, which was in honor of Ingus von Born, who was an Austrian mineralogist and a zoologist, actually, invertebrate zoologist or whatever. So interesting with that. But yeah, it is an important copper ore typically found as massive or disseminated metallic grains and patches in sulfide ore deposits. And as I said before, I usually just find the fakes, and you could tell the difference between real bornite and lab-grown bornite. Lab-grown bornite is very symmetrical in its shape and its coloring. I'll try to find a picture to showcase up on screen so you can sort of see the difference. Whereas, regular, real bornite, it doesn't have that very organized sort of formation or color. So there you go. That's how you can tell. And yeah, other times, some people will sort of use chalcopyrite and sort of tarnish chalcopyrite and then try to pass that off as bornite, sometimes called peacock ore. But if something is being called peacock ore, I'd stay away from that because that usually means it's not real bornite. It's actually chalcopyrite that's been sort of manipulated by man to make it seem and appear to be bornite. So just a heads up with that one. But yeah, I just absolutely love the coloring of this mineral. And I'm super happy that I was able to actually find some real authentic bornite. The next piece I have to show you is something I do have in my collection already. And this is just a little bit different and a lot cooler than most of what I have of this type of crystal. And that is this tourmaline growth on quartz. Now, the reason why this is so special is look at that tourmaline. It's tricolored and it's got very distinct parts that you can see that are the different colors. We have this dark green and then this very light olive green and then like this pure clear variation just right on top. And that is hard to find. Very hard to find. It's you can get a lot of black tourmalines, and sometimes even rarer would be like pink and blue, but to get or green, but to get like a tricolor one is special, very special. One of the varieties I would love to be able to grab is watermelon, where you have that pink core and then a darker green surrounding it. But a tricolor tourmaline, also something I've been wanting, and I absolutely love it. Small, obviously very small. I can't afford a huge big one of these tricolored, but yeah, it's hard to find, and I was so surprised to find this. I wasn't planning on getting anything more other than the bornite, but as I was walking away, this caught my eye, and I was like, oh, I had to get it. I broke down. I'll admit, I broke down. I was like, okay, I can add some more tourmaline since, this is so cool, this one. Yeah, so I'm just really excited about finding this right at the end of my time with the seller. And yeah, I bought it and I'm not mad. So tourmaline has a hardness of 7 and is actually, tourmaline was just a generic name, for what was considered zircons coming out of Sri Lanka. But it was discovered that it wasn't actually part of the zircon family. It was its own distinct, mineral and crystal. So they just started to use the name tourmaline because they used to call it tourmaline for all the zircons, right? So they just decided to call this specific variety of mineral tourmaline. And so that's where that comes from. I won't go too much in on this because I've talked about tourmaline before, but yeah, I just think that this one was super special. And that's everything. So, not a long haul, nothing too showy, just a few really cool pieces. One that I was looking for a while now. The other was just a great find. And yeah, super excited to have met a new vendor that actually has incredible pieces and integrity, unlike some of the other vendors. But hopefully this will mark a new way going forward for the gem and mineral show that is showcased in my area, because it would be nice if it wasn't so shoddy, right? If there was more of some rules that vendors would have to abide by and whatever, and that'd be really nice. That would be really nice, because when you go in there and you're seeing people try to sell crystals, but it's really slag glass, it really is disheartening. But yeah, anyways, hopefully better vendors going forward, and I will be doing another unboxing video very soon, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you then. Bye!